Lower it, lower it. All right, people. So we got another live stream here. This is an important live stream. There's a lot of great things to talk about. We'll wait for people to come in. I'm going to wait for this to open up here. Oh, hello Dexter, how are you? I see somebody in here now. Nobody's in yet. There's someone showed up, another person. Now there must be some lag because it doesn't show the amount of people right away in here. There's a bit of a lag, but we'll let it fill in. There's definitely not perfect. Do you hear me? You hear me okay? You hear me fine, people? Yeah, okay, good. You hear me, Dexter? Okay, good. Sounds good. Yeah, this is the mic coming from the well, it seems to work pretty good. It's clear enough on the live on the webcam here. So you know, the big thing here is, you know, why is big picture thinking better? And I got some really good stories to talk about. I'm gonna let some more people come in, but there's a really good explanation here. I got a scary story here to tell you guys, people. Now, I mean, it involves someone I've talked about before, but it actually applies to why you want big picture thinking. You don't want to think small-minded, and you don't want to be the one that dictates what the market should do. You know, you're a participant of the market. Okay, a lot of people think they know what the market should do, and that's their big mistake. They make decisions like a lot of analysts. They're very scary. They make predictions, and they have no idea what they're talking about. And this, if they were as so good as if they were, they wouldn't be just up there talking about things. They would actually put their money where their mouth is, right? No lag. Okay. You know what I'm saying, people? And so. Hello. So, people are coming in, yeah. So, you know, people, let me just switch a little bit, turn a little bit here. For me, there's a bit of a lag. I don't know why. Okay, so let's talk about this, okay? I want to give an example about AMD, okay? I want you guys, I want people that are in this, or whenever people see this live stream, I want you to understand something here, very important. Okay, I want you to ask yourself this question. Now, back in April, I talked about. Now, I didn't invest in April. I didn't invest in AMD. I did give a plan for AMD, and there were some investors of mine that they liked AMD and they took it based on what I said. And what I had said back in April. First of all, let me tell you the story. So back around this time, I said stuff like AMD was a disaster, okay, and that it needed to get above $15 a share, right? Now I was correct because it was terrible. Excuse me, it was terrible for quite a while, and I said this was a terrible investment. And you know, for many months, 5, 6, 7 months, what I said happened. The stock really didn't go anywhere. But then I was asked some questions and I took a look at it again, and it made some movements back in May. And I said, and I made a plan, and I said that I saw a shift. Okay, and this is what big picture thinking is. See, and listen carefully. This is a very important story here, and it shows you. I want you to ask yourself this question: who would you rather listen to? Someone that adapts to the market, or someone that thinks they know where things should go? So I'm going to tell you a true story, and it's going to wake some people up. So here's the story here. So I didn't bother with AMD, but some of my investors went into it. And my plan, I had said that as long as we don't lose certain levels, I think it was like it doesn't go below 11 once it breaks the 12 area, that it would be good. And then I said also many times that if once it gets above 15, that the stock will be good again. And well, it did that, right? And then basically I started making option plans as I saw another major shift in it. Now, let's flip the story to someone who's bearish, that has a bearish mentality, that thinks they're right. Okay, I'll give you an example. And again, one key guy, and very sick in the mind, and doesn't, and still thinks he's correct. The stock clown, right? So this is a true story. So he actually shorted this, and he actually made a video explaining his theory that because he was in one of his stocks that came down, that AMD was going to just do the same thing. It was just going to come down and come down to 15 just like that. But I ask yourself a question. While the guy shorted and added, he was shorted over here, got fried. He added. While we went long and we adapted, I didn't participate in this at all. I participated in the options, which made 500% gains if you just held my first plan. But we did two separate plans that did 300% gains, and it's still to this day, the stock is still doing very well. Now, why would you want to be short, holding, losing money when you could be long, making money? But when you have the wrong mentality, like a lot of analysts, they believe, no, AMD is too high. It's not going to go higher than 2287 because he added. He was sure that the stock wasn't going to go any higher. That's called guessing and assuming. You don't want to guess. You don't want to assume. I assure you, this is why people lose. Okay? My adaptive thinking and my strategies are all based on listening to what the market's saying. When our trades don't work out, we cut them quickly and we move on. I don't go adding to anything. I go on to a new plan. And this is the way you win. And I have documented so many. You take a loss and you move forward, but you don't keep adding and fighting. The plan didn't work? Okay. Good plans. Let me tell you what good plans do. Good plans are smooth. Good plans just go up. That's what they do. They go up very smoothly, and AMD did that. And I have documented plans showing the plan, the options, and everything. To this day, if you take a look at the January, the first ones the first plan we had back when it confirmed at 1970, and we bought the January 20 calls. Okay, and they're for about $250. If you take a look at the options, what they're worth today, that's called massively correct. Do you think day traders, these little pop traders, can identify stuff like this? They don't have these skills. They don't have. You want to listen to somebody who has this type of mentality. You can see my YouTube channel is littered with tons of documented proof of big picture skills. The plans are shown from start to confirmation to the end result. Never ever done before like this. And you could actually see, if you go to the charts yourself, you could see that, yes, I could have made money following this plan. It was beautiful. Right? It was holdable. Everything you will see that it was doable. It wasn't some crazy 20-point stop necessarily needed. In fact, a lot of my plans, if it's an Amazon, I'm going to show you right now, people. I want to show you inside of Power Group Trades what I did with Amazon. Okay, I want to show you that I made, and it's still up in the chop from September the 25th. We made it hit exactly about 100% gain, close to 100% gains in one day in large priced options. Okay, and that was a choppy day. And it still actually finished really, really strong. Now, this requires big picture thinking. You couldn't do this as a day trader couldn't identify this stuff. They can't. They don't have the capability. All right. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have to go into, I'm going to go into, I got to find my, see if I gotta minimize this over here and get my, okay. So here it is. September 25th, I like Amazon here. Here is a plan. So I want to share this, people. I want to share you why big picture thinking. And I want to show you what I said. And I want to show, and this is it was witnessed. And I did this, okay? This was posted. You'll see the chart. It actually, 5 minutes from the posting, that you had to get in. Actually, I said I was already in it. But I told people, if you want, get in. And I gave the number. Let me show you this, okay? I want to show you this. Then you go take a look at the options yourself. So I said Amazon to test 2000 to 2020 quickly. One can go long this now or on a break of 1,960. You see right there? There's the chart. There's the time, right? Options cost 16 on my entry, but one can pay up to 18 on entry for this strong move to happen. Now, by that, so here it shows you the options. See, these are the ones we went into, the October 05th, that 1990. Now they cost, you can see what their cost is right here. $1,600 an option, okay? $1,600 an option. So, where did these go today? They went as high as $3,200 an option. So, and I'll show you this, right? I'm going to close this here. And I can say, right here, Amazon confirmed that 720. They confirmed less based on my higher entry point confirmation at 1960, right? So 1720. Now, Amazon about, and I document, I wanted to show people something. So Amazon, about 1 minute from my higher confirmation post, we are now at $1,800 for the options. Here I talk about, I make fun of the stock. Amazon options over 2080 in 30 minutes. The stock clown can only dream of timing Amazon. Listen, while some people who have so-called option skills said that the market was dull, did not work, and who say they trade Amazon. I'm not going to mention the name because the guy's a decent trader, but compared to me, there's no comparison. The skills are too small-minded. I know he did not catch, he did not identify what I can identify. Cannot identify what I identify. So anyways, here it goes. And Amazon now 2,200. This is again September, because Amazon's going up, right? Now, if you look on your chart, September the 25th, you go look at intraday and you go look at the time, you'll see that's what Amazon did. Power Trick or Trade, yours truly, I walked it through. We closed practically $2,400 an option on September 25th. Now, we opened up, they pulled it back to about 1,900, but I also suggested stops. So I'll show you what I suggested here. Because Amazon was doing really good, but they pulled it back a little bit. So here it goes here. Amazon has now become a no-risk plan. Stop should be 18 to try and catch the max gains. So now you think that little day traders can understand how to position themselves and try to catch something like Amazon? I can guarantee you not. They are too scared. Their mind's too small. So when you are getting advice from me, you're getting advice from the big picture expert. So look at this. So obviously, I'm going to show you this now. Amazon doing well. Options are 2,400 from my 17 entry point. Stops could be 1,840 now. So I'm talking about keeping the stops there. Now, Amazon update. Options are at 2,560 now because Amazon was going up. Go look at your charts. Go look at your chart because this is a little bit different, right? I'm going to show this documented another way. Amazon now 26.15. You notice it's going up higher. Amazon now 27, right? If you go into your charts, and that's probably around 10 o'clock or something, 10, you go look in your chart, you see how Amazon made a great move. Amazon now 28.60 for the options as the price. I'm explaining why they're at, because the price was at $1,985, and I'm demonstrating. I handled Amazon like a child, like a baby. We manhandled. That's a beast of a stock. Manhandled the Power Trick or Trade with skill set. How to do this, how to do that, how to do this. You know, that's, now I don't do this all the time, but I'm demonstrating. That's why you want, if you have someone like I have people I manage, I tell them. Why? Because I'm the one thinking what to do all the time, adapting to the market. I don't fight the market, I adapt. I was willing to lose my gains to catch the gains that I knew I should get, and we did get that. And the story, Here it goes. Stops can now be 24 as Amazon options are 32 and Amazon price is at 19.20. Are you getting the picture, stock clown? And I took some profits, of course. So they actually hit $3,200 before the market started pulling back a bit and playing around. But Amazon options actually closed at 2,300 within all that game. Tell me what little day trader can do this type of things? Or analyst can make 100%, listen, that's practically 80 to 90% gains. Okay, you're taking an option that was $1,700 and practically almost doubling it within one day. I identified that right away, and Amazon still remains strong, and it was a choppy market. If the market wasn't was more smooth, they would have went higher. You understand my point, people? So I'm going to minimize this here and get the charts back up here. So again, what am I talking about with AMD, right? We don't fight the trend. The stock clown wants to fight the trend, right? Bearish, bearish, bearish. How much money would he have made if he had went long? But he never wants to think about how much he would have made going long and then look at to short it as it's supposed to come down. But he doesn't know what's supposed to come down. They don't have skills. They're guessers. I'm telling you, people, it's scary out there, but there are terrible, terrible traders out there that have no idea what they're talking about. I call them old world thinkers. And AMD is perfect proof. If you're massively wrong, AMD, and you continuously can't see that you're wrong, you have no business talking and giving advice on the market to people. You have no business. Nobody wants to hold 1,000 shares and be wrong this much. And a billionaire certainly doesn't want to be wrong this much either. But that's massively wrong. You have to understand. Let's think about this. Amazon was a $12 stock when I said it has changed. I understood that it had changed, that the game has changed. I made a plan and I withdrew my negative, listen carefully, people. I withdrew my negative comments and I actually went bullish on AMD. So who is the correct massively? Who? A stock clown that's short since $12, or PowerTarget Trade who made plans from that 12 and the stock's at 32? This is big picture. And the same thing goes with Apple, people. Look at the stock clown, same fucking stupid theory, AAPL. This is a lot of people that are like this. There's a lot of really stupid people out there, okay? Ignorant people out there that can't realize how they don't have any business talking about the market. I do. There is absolutely hardly anyone on my level. And my YouTube channel perfectly documents it. I've got the skill set, mentally, physically, that's never been seen before in the marketplace. There's 0.05% that are going to be on my level, 0.05% in the world. 0.00, you follow 5%. That's how small, not even a 1%, half of a 1%. Because when you're thinking big picture, you're identifying what's in my favor. I've never wavered from my bullish stance on Apple. Now let me ask you something. I want you to think carefully. Who is more right again? I've proven it again. The stock clown who said that the Apple was too high at 140, and really, because he's looking at it back then over here. And believe me, when it was going up, it's too high. He wanted to short it. That it's going to go fill the gap. He made these stupid comments and massively wrong. Look, let me show you this here. So why am I telling you this story is relevant in my new format? Big picture thinking is a different skill set, and my system is based on big picture thinking. Do you want to take advice from somebody who has a little mind, or someone who's correct the big picture? Since February 11, 2016, I have made nothing about winning correct planned prediction of the market. I've never wavered from my bullish stance. And back in April 2018, I said that the SPY was going to go and test 300. We're practically there. And I said this before anybody else did. And I said to you, I am the top 0.005%. And I'll say it how it is, because you show me one person that has documented it like I have on my channel. You won't find it. You won't find it. Little minds can't make big dollar bills. And again, I'm not just about making money. I'm also talking about health too now, and another metric. And I don't just talk. I walk, and I do what I say. I do what I say in the trading. I do what I say in the health. Right? And those are two areas that people have massive problems in. Massive problems. Massive, and I mean massive. So my skill set is top notch, highest level there is. That's what PowerTarget trade is. Nobody, and I mean absolutely, you may have a trader that has some skill, but they don't have the same health metrics or understanding. I have to teach them. They won't be able to compete against me unless they follow my and learn from me. And they'll say, this guy helped me be the best. This guy made me become a better trader, and also for my health. Because what good is it making money when you don't have your health, right? Let's see if there's anybody asking any questions. Yes, good point. That's good. A lot of people like to hear what I say. You know, people, and this is to be helpful here. I'm here trying to wake up people to the truth, you know. So ask yourself a question. Who was right again? Me, PowerTarget Trade, that said that Apple made plans at Apple to be long Apple? And look to this day. Was Carl Icahn right? Was a billionaire right? Who was right? PowerTarget Trade. I have so much documented videos talking about Apple. And not only that, Apple has exceeded my targets faster than anticipated. Faster than anticipated. And I stuck to my guns. And another thing, you need to know when to hold them and when to fold them. This is true. This is a song by Kenny. Very true in the market. A lot of people don't know when to fold them, when to hold them. They don't know this metric. That's so important. Adaptive thinking is necessary in this market. Many people are being baffled by the market. The stock clown is being baffled by the market. Baffled. And he became a lunatic now because what he said about AMD was a loony bin. He should be put in a loony bin, locked up. And let me recap what he said. He cannot admit that he's massively wrong. He says, I'm getting fried, but it's going to come down just like some other garbage stock that he's talked about that happened to pull back. AMD is a totally different reason why it's up here. Fundamentally and technically, you have an alignment in both metrics. That is not always the case. AMD is being rewarded from a holy time. In fact, when AMD goes higher, how stupid will he look when he's being short, adding, and he still wants to hold it? And that's an energy drain. For me, I'd rather take my loss. Instead of him adding, I would have went the opposite way or focus my energy on another winning plan. Why harbor a losing plan will only suck the energy out of you mentally. See, that's one thing that I teach. We don't hold things. I don't listen when something doesn't work. Out of my mind, I'm on to the next plan. I got other plans that are gonna make killer money, and the winners, they destroy. Listen, what I make compared to the losers is night and day difference. This is why, and I do this by listening to the market. That means it's okay to be wrong. Listen, it's okay to be wrong for the right reasons. But the stock clown was wrong for all the wrong reasons, not the right ones. He was shorting. He said, it's too high, AMD, at 2280 thing, and it went even higher. And look what it did the next day. Still didn't think to himself, you know what, I'm wrong. No, it's going to come down. No, it's going to come down. He still, boom, again. Boom, again. You follow me. He wasn't just wrong. He was wrong since 12, since 15. And instead of saying cutting his losses and then reversing, he could have made a killing. No, he has to go down, AMD. You're never going to make money trying to outthink the market. The market is smarter than everyone. Why is my system better now? Here's my point. Why is my system the best? Why am I the best? Because my system is based on understanding what the market is saying and where is its advantage. What I see of why a stock goes down or why it goes up, the stock clown cannot see. But I see it. And a group of people who work with me are seeing what I'm talking about. I learned to study. What I study is what is the market telling us here. And when that when I think it says one thing and we adapt quickly. We don't want to fight the market. No. If you fight the market, you're going to get slaughtered. So my system is based on what is the market telling me. I'm not looking at what other people are saying. Some analyst says blah 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 negative. Before Apple made that run, there was an analyst on CNBC saying why it would go down. Of course, the stock clown probably clapping, thinking I'm going to be right finally, only to be massively wrong again, and again massively wrong since 140. These are all true stories. There are a ton of stock clowns out there. Okay. And I'm not going to be talking about clown anymore on my. It'll be just a little bit of, the reason why I mentioned the clown over here, because I have annihilated the guy. There's just no point in me talking about a guy who has no skill. What I'm trying to teach people here is why you want to be an adaptive thinker. And I'm an adaptive thinker. An adaptive thinker, we look for things that are in our favor. The market's telling that to me clearly. Okay, on all the metrics I look at. I make a plan, I take action. It confirms. We made a lot of money in SQ this way. I'll put up SQ. This is true. I had a plan for SQ, and we got in this day over here, right? And we rolled that, right? Large 100% gains on options right here. We rolled this. Now the stock clown would probably say it's too high over here and short, and meanwhile it would be wrong. And to this day, it pops again. He thinks he's right. Boom! It pops up again higher. Why would you want to fight a trend, a short stock like this, when it's not ready for either? Is the market, the difference between the SPY? Let's talk about the SPY here. Okay, let's talk about the SPY now. What is the SPY right now? Well, to this day, who's right, me or a clown? Where the clown said that the SPY was too high at 225. This is no lie. I'm not lying here. I'm telling you how it is. This is where it was. He said it's too high over here. Okay, right over here, which is December. The SPY is too high. Now, I don't know. Am I crazy, or does the SPY look like it went much higher? Do you understand? Did I not? And I guarantee you, if you study my stream, my hundreds and hundreds of videos, you're going to hear all kinds of winning plans. All kinds of me talking about the market going higher. When the market was dropping like this, I said the market was going to go higher. That did not change my mind. To this day, I'm massively correct. Massively correct before the top of the world. Back in February 2016, you had Carl Icahn painting a very bleak, negative picture. Massively wrong, the billionaire. If he was to bet against me, he would owe me his life. Another billion back in, he'd be finished, Carl Icahn, because the guy clearly was wrong in the market. He painted such a negative picture. In 2016, you have no idea, people. I do. What I'm telling you is the truth. Okay? There's so much bad advice out there, and people are so dumb that even the best information in front of their face, they couldn't understand it. So I try to awaken the people that have something in their mind to say, you know what, I want to listen to this guy because this guy has been talking the truth. And I have it all documented. And I already told you, most of the people are dummies. Dummies. Dummy. They're going to always be nothing in this life because they don't want to learn. They don't want to change the way they think. They want to fight the market. They want to think, nah, the market is fixed. The market is no. The market, I have found a system that I look for one thing. What does the market, like Apple, the market, Apple told me it's going higher. I listen to the market, and guess who's right? Me. I have been talking about Apple for years and years and years. Not only on the Twitter, on the stock tweets, and I've been massively correct, the big picture. The stock clown, massively wrong where it counts. And that's how, look, you take anybody out there, you take any stock picker out there, you take any day trader out there, they couldn't do what I did with this, with Apple in the consistency. I learned, no, when it's good to trade, I traded, I avoided Apple sometimes in the option plays. I just let it trade. We focus on other plans, okay? I always adapted to the situation. That's why adaptive thinking is the only way to go, people. It's the only way to go. Okay? When we're wrong, we take our losses. We don't want to add to the position. We do not want to fight the market. We want to go into where the market makes sense to us and make money. But we don't want to, like the stock clown, that's been and same thing, he was massively wrong. MasterCard, Win, BA, to this day, wrong BA. And I'm not lying. Listen, people, this is an honest, this is, why am I had to rehash this, because this is actually a lesson here. So can you imagine, I made plans at 200. People were making fun. There was people that were like bearish clowns, I call them. They're telling me that I was loony bin to tell people that, and he was calling BA was too high at 200. Today, his analogy that if everything's going to come down eventually, well, I don't want to wait all this time when I could be making money to the long side. Why would you want to think like it's going to go, it's BA, you have no idea what you're talking about. He's talking about, he's right on one or two stocks that nobody follows, that are garbage, that they happen to drop, but they happen to drop because their fundamentals weren't aligned with the technicals. BA's fundamentals and technicals are aligned. It's a different animal. You can't treat it like a garbage stock. It's not a penny stock. To this day, that clown is massive. That clown was shorting it at 265. I'm not. This is true, guys. I was going long. Once I wanted to short it a little bit temporarily, it didn't want to confirm. I reverted back to the long side again. My point is that there were people, I'm telling you true stories, and these are people who claim to be really good analysts out there. I tell you, most of these stock guys out there, they're junk. Junk. They are junk. They don't go into their own plan. I do. Every plan I post, I want to get into. I'm salivating to make money in it. Find me somebody that does that. They're rare. I don't want to post anything unless I'm getting into it or someone's getting into it. I don't want to post the plan unless I'm getting into it. I talked about AMD and I said to people I wasn't going to bother with AMD. But if you want to take it, I explained the instructions, and guess what? Word for word, AMD did what I did. It did not, I have it documented. And if you listen to it, you'll say, holy mackerel, this guy was bang on correct. But I didn't go into it. I was focusing on other things. But then I did. When I saw AMD at night and I saw this shift and I understood about what's going on with Intel and all this stuff, I looked at the chart, I looked at the fundamentals, and said, you know what? We've got to go long this sucker. This is going to make a great move. And lo and behold, we caught the gains in option plans in the 1970s. I didn't fight AMD. I didn't say AMD is too high in 1970, like the stock clown shorting. We went long and made the money and were massively right again. So not only was he wrong at 12, he was wrong at a next pivot point, which was the 1970 area. Massively wrong, not once, but twice in a row. Same thing with the SPY. When the SPY at the end of 2017 said it was going to be good for the bears, it fell temporarily, short term, and he thought he was, and since then it's reversed that and is massively higher. Massively higher. And we are closer to SPY 300 than below SPY 225. Would you agree? That's why you want an adaptive thinker, an adaptive system. And there's nobody who does it like PowerTarget. Absolutely nobody does it like me. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Study what I'm saying in this message, in this live stream. I'm talking to you one-on-one. You can see you know, I get so upset that there are people out there that lie to people, that tell them false information, that have the worst advice, yet they think they know. It's sad. But you know what? I can only be. You know what? I've been blessed. I've got a lot of great people that have followed me. They sent me gifts. A lot of great things have happened to me. God has rewarded me other ways. And I'm going to help the people who want to listen. Everybody else, I cannot do more than what I'm doing. You know, people can spread the word. The fact of the matter is, I'm the truth of what it really. I try to embody this perfect. Make money, but don't forget about your health. And because I know I can help, I'm not metric now on a high level. Like honestly, people, a lot of people, Why the cancer rate's going through the roof? Why is the obesity going through the roof? Because people are doing it to themselves unknowingly. The mainstream doesn't know what the mainstream doctors don't know what they're doing. And I'm on another level now to them. And I am studying this consistently on myself. And what information that I can get to that I know it makes sense to me. But then I study. And then I apply. And I become an example. Then I can lead. Because there's a lot of people that need this. They need to be helped and led. They need to be helped explain what to do, because the mainstream education system is garbage. Everything is garbage. Everything. The news, everything is wrong. Completely wrong. The system, it needs a whole new... Listen, the education system is thinking like back in 1960. We are in a new era here. We have robotics. We have artificial intelligence. We have new ways of doing things. We can speed up the process. We don't have to have a person go to school to learn something. They can learn it in a quarter of the time if it was taught properly. Because a lot of the education system is about making money and wasting time. A lot of the schools, it's a waste of time, the process. Right? So people say, how can I learn about technical analysis? It's mostly garbage out there. The information is worthless. You're better off listening to Power Trick or Trade. And whatever you do learn, you can apply it with my plan and say, oh, Power Trick or Trade is saying something. You know, when I back up a plan, when I say something is bullish and you like it, you're going to feel better than if I don't say something. A lot of people will ask me about things all the time. I'll get some questions here and there, and I'll give them a quick opinion if I have time. Usually, I could see that they're not seeing what I see. They're not looking at all the factors. Right? So it doesn't matter what they study. I have 20 years experience. I have experiences you just can't pick up out of a book. I studied, I looked at things, and I came up with, I developed a system called the Visionary Alliance System. That's nothing like it out there. And I learned how to read it, and I'm still studying it, by the way. But I'm practically mastered it by now, is that it's all about trying to understand what is the market saying, because the market is more powerful than anybody else out there. In other words, a billionaire doesn't have the skill of the market. The market is bigger than the billionaire. The billionaire is investing in the market. Think of the market as a trillionaire. Big, swallows everybody up. Who do you want to listen to? The billionaire or the trillionaire, the one who swallows everyone up? And Power Trick or Trade, my system is based on what is the big picture. I'm not talking about little day trader skills, little pot. Those guys don't read the market. They're playing a little bit of a pattern, but they don't see the big picture. And that same trade may last only 10 seconds, 5 minutes, and it's over with. Or there wasn't enough volume. They have all these. I've seen it, right? The worst traders, but they're strategic people. My system, anybody, if they follow me, they can get in my plans. Once they understand it, hold positions and see that they double their money. But in an intelligent manner, in real companies. This is how you want to make money in an intelligent manner, not in a you don't want to be holding and being like a stock clown, being wrong, like a stock like BA. I'm not lying to you. BA, massively wrong all this time. Still wrong. He was shorting at 200, at 240, at 265, at 3. I'm not joking here. This is honest to God truth. At 300, he knows it. Still wrong to this day. It's 365, stock clown. 365. You got to adapt, people. You don't want to fight the market. This is my message here. My system is the best. We've been killing it. It's all documented. Google L. Multiple winning plans in Google L. Multiple winning plans in Amazon. Multiple winning plans in Apple. Multiple winning plans in BA. Multiple winning plans in AMD. You follow. And what counts. And what the world is paying attention to. Power Trick or Trade, I'm on top of it. And I narrow it down. You ask any little penny trade, doesn't matter who they are. They can't do this stuff. They are nothing. They are little pebbles. Pebble traders. I've developed my mind to do anything I want. Anything. There is no limits to what I can do with this. No limits. But I want to do it on intelligence, not on stupid little patterns and not understanding what's really going on and understanding it from what is the market saying. And when the market changes its mind, do you think I fight the market? I don't understand what the market's saying in a way. I see there's too much. I see it's in a chop zone. We cut it and we move on. We don't add to the position like the stock clown and wait and hope for the stock to go down. Still to this day, BA has not gone down to those levels. If he had to take a massive loss in BA, which he won't admit. Never admits his losses. He just waits 2, 4, 5 years for something to finally come down. You can't make money that way. It's not. Nobody can do it that way. They don't do it that way. It's a loser mentality. And I'm trying to teach you people. You don't want to have a loser mentality. Why? Why would you focus your energy? You go mentally insane that way of trading. My way is the best. Listen, the best trades, I said it, I have it in my videos. They happen right away. When they give a little bit of difficulty, I know, but I look for support. We try to hold it. And if it doesn't hold, we cut it. I move on, I find another winner. And then that winner, let's say I lost 40% on one of my option plans, because options are a little bit different. I make another 100, 150 on another plan. I get out of one, I flip into another one. Do this all. I make plans all the time. And not a lot of, so we're winning. So what happens? Let me explain my strategy. So what we do is this. Let's say I put out 5 plans and 3 of them confirm. Those 3 could be a winner. Many of my they see my winning streak, constantly winning, winning, winning. We have some loser streaks that happen, but then we take our losses, then we have our winner streaks. And our winner streaks, that, listen, FedEx, 1,000%. You know, I'll tell you the FedEx story. There's a lot more plans, but this is one where the stock clown was wrong again. And to this day, FedEx is still much higher. You know, I went long FedEx. This is a true story. Back here. Yeah, here it was. December area. We were losing temporarily 50% on the options. But I specifically said in the live stream, we're going to hold it and we're going to be laughing to the bank. I see a switch happening. 2 days later, when I said that from my Wednesday live stream, it massively popped. And my targets were simply 240. And the options went, and I have it documented, 1,000%. Let me give you an example. Say you bought the 225 calls at 225. They were only $100 a piece. They turned to $1,000 a piece a few days later. You see, from here to here, $1,000 a piece. It's documented on my YouTube channel. To this day, now I'm no longer in FedEx. We've made money in this. I haven't been trading this for a while, but to this day it remains higher when the stock clown was actually shorting this. And he was massively wrong. Again, where it counts, companies where it counts, the skills he doesn't have. Most do not have, because they're thinking like a loser. They're thinking like a penny stock trader. They think they know more than the market. They don't know. So my system is based on what the market told me. That, listen to me, my rules, my system said that FedEx was going to pop. And I held that sucker for that reason, and I demonstrated it at a loss. I said it. I was losing 50%. Doesn't matter. I ended up gaining 1,000%. Massive gain. It was a huge month, end of month for me in December. And the satisfaction, because we were struggling over here. I hated it. Believe me, I had some time. It happens all the time. We go through these periods of things that are a little bit difficult, and then we clean up. You know what? December's coming. Same. November, the right months, and if you have the right mindset and the right strategies, do you want to clean up with the big picture expert, or do you want to lose like a clown, like the stock clown, bookie? The choice is up to you. You need to listen to what I'm telling you. Study my YouTube channel, or fall prey to stupidity and losing for the wrong reasons and not growing your mind mentally. And not to mention, I'll be doing a lot of stuff on health. And if you don't want to take my advice on health and don't want to be your best, that's another shot in the foot. Even if you listen to me and you make money and you don't take care of yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And I don't want to do it. I want to tell my whoever follows me, I'm going to tell them the message. Whether they want to hear it or not, I let them know. Because then I know in my heart I did the right thing. You know, God knows, I did the right thing. I said, at least I showed people what I believe in, and I wanted to help them in that manner. And if they don't want to listen to me, that's their problem. At least I'm doing something right, and God knows I'm doing something right. And that's what matters, right? Again, what matters is what other people think of me, or what the man, or what God thinks of me. Does it really matter what those people think, or that person thinks, or that person thinks? It doesn't matter. You know, the things that happen in my life have nothing to do with other people. It has to do with God realizing what I'm doing and then rewarding me. And constantly, I get rewarded all the time. People say, well, I get rewarded. You have no idea what things happen to me in a way that's just, I go to myself. It just happens to me. Good things always happen to me from doing the right thing. So I continue to do the right things until it catches on. And then it catches on, you know, and I met a lot of great people, you know, a lot of great people. And it's just by doing the right thing. And I'd rather do the right thing and make less money than do the wrong thing to make more money. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to make money the wrong way. Making money the wrong way, it's the worst thing. Listen, it's like, you know, let's say you're a gangster, you know, and they're making money. They're making a lot of money, but they're making money the wrong way. In the end, it's always a bad ending. If you notice that for people who make the money the wrong way, they always have a bad ending. It's better to make money the right way, a good way, a helpful way, especially if you know how, than to do it in the wrong manner. And a lot of people do it in the wrong manner. The stock clown gives huge bad advice, and he probably, a lot of people just don't have enough skill to see how terrible he is in time. They realize it when it's too late, because he gets lucky sometimes and tells people certain things, and they don't, when they start realizing how wrong he is. And I try to expose him to show how bad this guy was, and I did this, and I got in trouble for that. He couldn't take it. Listen, I annihilate people that go against me. I annihilate them. Many people aren't stupid enough to go against me. Like he was a sheep. You know, I make an analogy of sheep, you know. A sheep sees a wolf, they run. Most sheeps, they run for their life when they see me coming along. If they see me getting mad at them, or if I make a comment, they know I'm right, they run for their life. I made a comment about an analyst that said he ran for his life. He didn't fight me like the stock clown. He didn't bother fighting me, sending me, you know, he didn't do that. He ran for his life. That's what they should do. A sheep runs. They don't fight man to man. They run. Because they know they'll lose. Dan Zanger would have lost if he was to try to argue what he said about the spy in February 2011. February 11th, he would have lost. He didn't want to argue that, prove that point. He knows he was wrong. Instead of saying he ran for his life. I have a document. He ran. I know this already. He's a little pebble compared to me. A little pebble. Pebble. I don't care what he did in the past. Pebble. I showed who's better, me. End of story. When it comes to like this guy, he's a little bit like, that guy is not like a stock clown. He has his system and everything. But what I'm saying is that he made comments about the market. Okay. And he didn't want to own up to how wrong he was. Didn't want to own up. Why? Don't make comments about the market and then don't own up to it. I was massively correct. Not a little bit, massively correct. I wiped him off the face of the planet with 5 additional winning plans. The spy. This is documented truth that could be seen. If you want to look, it's there. I have it documented for anybody who want to see it. You see the video, opens your eyes if you open up and really look what was said between me and him. Total annihilation. I am the big picture expert and will continually be the big picture expert. Evolving and growing mentally and physically, you are unstoppable. See, if you don't got your health, right? Take Steve Jobs. Mentally was fine, physically deteriorating, so that even the mental capacity goes down. It doesn't matter now. Gone. Couldn't see the true success. Gone too quick due to actually killing himself. But I must state it, killing himself. Because he doesn't know anything about the health. See? So you're poverello, poor. Poor. There are no limits to what the mind can accomplish on both levels. No limits. Like I said, Apple was started in a garage. Now look where it is today. And it was a battle. A lot of people didn't see his vision, right? But then it comes down to your health, right? I think a great leader is good at both metrics. Very few are. Very, very few are. Very few are. They don't realize in our life, this life is short, and that if you don't have those both metrics, you can't really see the true potential of how you can really help people. Can't. That's why you have people who do so well in this world, and many people who don't. Because they want to think small mind. Again, big picture thinking is the number one way. I said in my live stream, and I'm explaining why. Because I'm still correct. I'm still correct. Even though I'm not in it, my analogy, I was massively correct. Still, it is $40 higher than where we entered. To this day, stock clown shorted this. His short is still wrong till this day. Till this day. SPY, BA, FedEx, Win, still wrong from this 106. Even though the stock had gone up and come down, still wrong. Massively wrong. And this is a lesson. This guy, when I talk about him, it really empowers you. And I use him as he's a perfect example, because big picture thinking we will always win. I've explained it in a different metric. We have plans. Our plans have targets. We select the right options, and I plan why to use a particular option to make sure that it's the lowest risk, highest probability way of making money. I demonstrated it intraday with Amazon. I saw the opportunity in Amazon. I posted it. I demonstrated it. I talked about the stock, everything. I showed it from, which I didn't have to do, demonstrated something. And I've done this here and there. I don't need to prove, whoever's in my group already understands what I'm about. I don't have to demonstrate, but I demonstrated to talk about this live stream where I manhandled Amazon many times. Because of one reason. Let me tell you the reason. It wasn't because, it's because I adapt and I learned to listen to the market. And I learned that if the market changes its mind, I learned not to fight the market. And that's why I have a huge advantage. The stock clown does not have this skill. He fights the market. AMD is a perfect example. Right? Do you follow what I'm saying, people? He shorted. He added. Listen, he wasn't just wrong multiple times. He added. Never do you want to do that. You do not want to add to a losing position. No. What I do, is we focus on another position. Because as one is sucky, the other one could turn it around for us, and then you don't care about that one that's giving you a headache a bit. Get rid of it, go to the next plan. The next plan can make us 100, 200% gains. Instead of you sucking it, look at, instead of the clown making the 200% gains, he lost more gains. You think he went with options here? First he says he's trading options, then he says he's trading shares. Which is he doing? You obviously can't trade options if you're making a mistake this bad. You can't. You can't do it. Full liar. First he says I don't trade options. Then when he can't make money in the shares, he's trading options. Then when he's not making money in the options, he's trading the shares. People, a lot of phony balonies out there. And again, I use this to tell you the truth. I want you to think about what I'm telling you carefully. Why you want to listen to big picture thinking? Why do you listen to what I'm saying? That you don't want to lock yourself in. We spread our risk around, okay? When you do that, it allows you to be flexible to say, you know what, this plan did not work out. It's not working, but this one is. I'm going to cut this one or put a stop at a certain area, get rid of it. Listen, I rarely, barely ever add to a position. That's against me. I never do that. That's a loser. Listen, you're going to, if you get lucky by doing that one time, you're going to get killed many other times, because most people are wrong more than they're right. And I tell you right now, the way they think, the way they've been taught to think, most are wrong, greater than 50% wrong. Most of they're wrong 80% of the time. The stock clown, he's wrong probably 90% of the time. He's right 10% for the wrong reason and not for the right reason. For the wrong reason, majority of the time. If he's right for the wrong reason, not for the right one. Right? Just like he was wrong in race and other stuff. I didn't, but I looked at it and I go, this guy is shorting the wrong type of stock. And again, he was telling people to sell, and then he was wrong by 20. He's making people lose money. He's giving, like, why are you giving advice if you're a scalper? You're a scalper. talk about a little scalp trade and leave it at that. But no, he's a scalper, yet he's still short AMD. Think about this carefully, why there's a lot of liars out there. He's a scalper, but he's short AMD since 2287, adding to the position. That's not scalper. That's investing. And that's investing the wrong direction, by the way. Massively wrong direction. It's okay to be wrong, but his analogy and his thinking process was totally wrong. Fundamentally, AMD has a superior. Let's talk about AMD quickly fundamentally. AMD has a chip, okay, that outclasses Intel. So if you understand that part, now I don't really care about fundamentals, but this was a no-brainer with the fundamentals. So they could take market share. This smaller company, and it's good that AMD is doing good. I always wanted AMD to do good. When it wasn't doing good, I said the market's telling me it's not good. When the market changed its mind and I saw the shift, I changed my mind. I didn't fight the market, say, you know what? No, it's going to go down, AMD. And I didn't do that, people. That's my point. I said it back in here. I said AMD is making a shift. And a lot of people who like to be AMD investors that like my advice were happy I said this. And they made a lot of money, and I got gifts from that. I did not go into AMD. I did not bother. I was doing all kinds of option trades and other bigger company stocks. I took interest in AMD. Again, the story is I took interest in AMD back in the 1970 area with January 18, 20 calls that did 500% gains. I didn't hold them. We held them for 200, and then I went into another position, the 27, which made you follow. Listen. We've been making, and I've documented, between those two trades, greater than 300% gains, while the stock clown not only wrong for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months now in a row, but massive. You don't want to be like that. Listen, people, if you learn anything, you want to change the way you mentally think here. You don't want to think that way. This is one of the most important live streams I've done, is to tell you that I want to talk about positivity, positive things, okay? Why not to do certain things. The only reason why I mentioned the stock clown this time is because he's such a perfect example of not to be like that, not to fight the market. Don't fight the market. And why you want to listen to me, because I actually study to understand what does the boss, I said this many times, what is the boss saying? Who's bigger than everybody? The market. Are we playing, whose sandbox are we playing? We're playing in the market sandbox, not my sandbox, not the stock clown, not Carl Icahn's sandbox, not any, but it's the market sandbox we're playing. Bigger than everybody. Everybody, the big money is going to, it's bigger than everybody. So, what did I decide to do? I started to understand, and I look for where's our advantage to. When I see, I only focus on stocks that we have an advantage in. And when we lose that advantage, we don't want to fight that. Forget it. We'll go into another one where we have, like look at, I made 80, 90% in half of my position in Amazon today. So when I'm losing 40% somewhere else, I made it, you see what I'm saying? I just fixed that up and I'm up again somewhere else. And mentally, that charges you. I'm giving you an example. Many times I'm just winning one after another. We get those months. Just kill it, kill. So then when we're winning so often, when we have the tough months, when we're having a couple of 50% losers here and there, we're okay. We're up so much money. But we're always trying to do the right thing. We're always trying to work with the money. Every plan I have is detailed. With entry point, everything. You've never seen anything, and this is, and again, in a small selection, we are doing no more than 5, 6 ideas per week, and it depends. For example, I'll give you an example. Let's say we're winning. When we're winning, I'm taking, let's say, remember we're peeling off, we're up 100%, we're peeling off half position. I'm using that money and I'm putting it into some other new plan while I'm holding runners in another plan. So then I can afford to go another plan. But if we're in 5 plans and we're not making money, it's hard to get into more plans. Usually that's never the case. We're always able to get into some, if I take a loss in a plan, okay, if I take a loss in a plan, now I have freedom to go into a new plan to make my money back and then some. Instead of investing in the loser position that I was in, we invest in a new winner. This is part of my system too. But all within the rules of the system and all within the understanding of what the market is saying about that particular company, that particular stock. And I am greater And this, I had one, I'm greater than 80% correct. 80% correct, greater than 80, because sometimes I haven't hit 100%. Some months, 100% correct. Everything win, win. And not just a little bit win. And within a small amount of five or six picks, win. Not 20, 30 picks, but you couldn't get into all of them. Every plan that I post, we were able to get into. That's the difference. And everybody who really understands me, who follows me, that's why I have all the highest retweets and likes on my Twitter stream. Why is that? You don't see the retweets and likes on a stock bookie clown who has so many followers, but no one barely puts any message on it. There's no respect. People respect what I do. Some people who could have 100,000 followers barely have any. They don't make any comments or do. I want retweets and likes. It's got to be fluttered. And you know what? That's respect. That's what retweets and likes is, respect. Okay? You don't have retweets and likes on your stream, you have no respect. No one respects you. That's what's important, the retweets and likes. You can have, doesn't matter how many followers you have, there has to be that respect. And that is how I try to teach people. Look at what the respect I'm getting. Why is that? Why aren't you studying? Because a lot of people have to study. They're clueless. What do you think? The market's just going to hand over money to the people who don't understand anything, that don't want to listen to the market, they don't have a clue what they're doing? It's just going to hand you money like that when you don't put any study any time? No. Just you go to work for a company that can lay you off anytime. You know, they don't give you money for no reason, right? And the same thing with the market. But when you have a strategy, you listen to someone who tells you, who has all this experience behind it. I've been through all kinds of difficult market conditions. And now this adaptive era we're in, the stock clown, why I talk about him? Because he's an old world thinker and he's been baffled by the market, shooken. He's never seen something before. And I've said this, the market is in a new era. And I explained it in my April SPY. I explained the difference of what was going on back. You cannot study the market based on those. The market will always, it will baffle the so-called most intelligent people in the world. They will baffle them. If you think you're going to outsmart the market, you're the stupidest person alive. This market, you got to learn how to, and that's what I study. You want to be with a guy who knows how to read the market. I'm going to put so many people to shame that think with people who try to go against me, they won't have a prayer against me. Do you know why? You're going against the market, you're going to lose, buddy. I don't go against the market. You can't beat me because I follow the market signals. I go into the best probability. You can't beat somebody like that unless you follow them and do the same thing. So why am I going to go against a guy who's on the right path? What I'm talking about is there's a lot of people that are on the wrong path, that say the wrong things, that give the wrong messages. That's what I'm against. I'm against all that. Anyways, people, I think it was a great live stream. Let me see if there's anybody saying anything. I've been just talking. I wanted to, this is really serious because I see a lot of, like, the advice that the clown did. Great, yeah, yeah. The advice that the clown said was totally insane. It's embarrassing. That video, what he said about AMD, is total lunatic bin. When I saw what he said about that thing, I go, poor people. Anybody who doesn't see how ridiculous this guy is now, I feel sorry for anybody listening to that guy because he's the worst. See what stock twits did a big mistake, not realizing that guy there is someone who should be banned because he actually does. He takes. There's a lot of people out there. Like I say, there's a lot of stupid people out there that don't have the skills to combat against that guy. I'm like the guy, like the guy who can combat against anybody. You know what I'm saying? That guy there has no chance against me on any metric, not in physical life. You know, I told him, you wanna go head to head with me with plans. The guy owes me $20 million. If he was to battle me plan for plan, he would owe me $20 million right now, easy. I did the math. He lost all the bets, but he never challenged me on that, right? If he was to face me in real life, in a boxing match, you know, like an MMA fight, you know, where they get paid a lot of money. Nothing. He would be annihilated by my mind and physical abilities. Annihilated. with my willpower. You don't have a prayer. Nobody has a prayer on those metrics, on both metrics. In other words, in trading and in physical. There's people with physical ability. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not the strongest guy or whatever, and I don't want to be. And that's not what I'm about. You don't want to be. You don't want to be a fighter. Is a short-term thing. You know, body can't handle it. We can't handle. You want to. What I'm about is keeping your body healthy and be the best that way. Right? But what I'm getting at is that if I had to have a fight against that guy and I'd get well paid, game over. Game over. He would not stand up. And they, in order to fight me, they'd have to be able to be a very good market contender. And this is where I tell you, nobody in this industry will be able to match me. I'll be lead, because they cannot match me on these both levels. Not on the market level and not on a physical level. That, you know, I'll be when you have a strong health and thing, you're sharp. I'll be sharp at 60, sharp at 70. I'll probably be killing myself in what I can do in the market when I'm 70. I'm 7 years old. I don't know what I'll be fucking annihilating. And looking amazing and strong at the same time. I've just begun. I'm like a little. I've just started. That's how I look at myself. I go with what I understand. I'm limitless now. And you want to go up against a guy who thinks like that? Good luck. Good luck. But you want to join a guy who thinks like that. You want to join a guy who's going to help you live your life to the best ability in both health and wealth. So join PowerTarget Trade, the big picture expert. One of the most important messages in my live stream I've given. I've had such a blessed year. So many great lessons, so many great gains. Doing it with the right mentality. If you've been struggling to make money in the market, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Study. Go to my pinned tweet. Study what I'm saying. Follow the rules. You get inside. And I don't want just anybody. I don't want anybody. Power Group Trades was for the serious people who want to change their life for the better. They come to the live stream, listen to my live streams. I've done so much powerful, helpful advice that nobody does that. No service is doing a live stream educating people like this either. But I want to do it because I want to be unique. I want to do something the right way. And I've done it for many, many years. This live stream, and I've actually always improved the live stream. Now I have the picture live stream. Never done before. Right? And we're going to be doing some new things. Like I said, this was a good message of why big picture scale. Listen, I've explained, I showed you two reasons. My way of thinking and what's the result in my way of thinking. And old world thinking, or people who want to fight the market like the stock clown, and what's their result? It's proven. I mean, everybody sees the guy's a clown now. And he told me, I'll tell you a true story, he said, don't block me. But he see me, I kept burning him, he blocked me. On the stock, this is true, 100%. God knows the truth of this, he blocked me. Then he messaged me and kept on thinking, and then said back and forth, loser. And then I burnt him over and over and over and over and over and over again. And he would still fight me and say blah, 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 blah. I said, challenge me. He would never challenge me. He'd just say, people, a lot of people, there are people that like something like the stock. But the stock clown is the worst that I've ever seen in terms of most damaging mindset I've ever seen. This is what damages people. Especially who listen to him. It's a damaging mindset. Very, very damaging. Always negative. You know, we wouldn't have a great market if people were negative like a stock clown. Okay? We wouldn't have all these great things happening if people were negative like a stock clown. Right? You wouldn't have this technology because they would say, no, computers aren't going to do anything for you. Why would you want a computer for? Because he wouldn't even see the value of a computer. He wouldn't have the vision like a Bill Gates. He'd be anti-computer. He'd be like a digger. Nah, we gotta dig the ground with a shovel. Forget about a machine. The machine, are you crazy? There's no machine that's gonna do what we do by hand. There are people that hinder progress. Their negativity. They hinder things. You want the positive people who build things. That's my message too. And I'm that way. I'm in a positive mindset, studying the market and not fighting the market. And that's how you win. And when the market is negative, what do? Do I fight the market, say, no, it's got to go up, the market? No. We wait for the market to say things are ready again, go long. Go short term. We should go short of the market that says it's time to go down, go short. But we don't want to be wrong like a stock clown. Have a good one, guys. Have a good. Let me see what else is there. Anybody? Well, I'm not talking about FedEx. So the FedEx is not a setup I like right now. To answer your question. Thank you, Stock Boy. I'm glad that you found it helpful. And people who listen to the stream to find help, you know, you help one person, two person, and it changes their life. It may not sound like a big thing, but God knows. I know most people, as I tell you, I'll be telling you the truth, most people have a loser mindset. And I know this. It's proven already on my channel. It's proven you can have the best information out there, but people rather listen to liars than the truth tellers. I don't want to be a liar, so I tell the truth. And I'm going for the quality people, not the quantity. I will never be, everything I do, it's never going to be on a massive scale. It won't be. It doesn't have to be. And I don't want it to be because that's not who I am. I'm more for the intelligent, the top type of people. And they're coming. And those people, and how I help them, and how they, that is going to be my thing. And I want to do, and who knows, I might help a lot more people than I anticipate, because that shift happens. It could happen 5 years down the road, right? I'm not going to change who I am. I want to do things the right way and help people with the truth, not lying to them, and exposing what's wrong out there with what's right. And then they can make a decision. If they want to stay blind to the truth, then stay blind to the truth. But if you want to open your eyes, my channel is a great eye-opener. My live streams are a great eye-opener. Everything I do is an eye-opener, truth opener. Everything I said in this live stream is true. True about what the stock clown has done. True about what I've done. And it is documented. Have a good night, people.